This is Ferretti Group's custom line Navetta. I have a special affinity with this particular style of yacht because I was with Norberto Ferretti in the late 1990s when he first had the idea to break away from the traditional go-fast planing hull design and create something with more space, more comfort, more range, even if a little less speed. Now, in those early days, they sold two 27-metre Navettas. So they redesigned it, they lengthened the hull, they improved the engineering, and slowly orders started to come in. So they increased the range to different models of the Navetta. Meanwhile, other shipyards saw what a great demand there was for this kind of a yacht, and they started producing their own version of the Navettas. But by then, Ferretti Group's custom line were further refining, improving the design. They radically improved the aesthetics of this particular yacht in recent years. And now, Ferretti Group's custom line Navetta 33 sits at the pinnacle of a mountain of Navetta-style yachts in this size range. It is a highly evolved, exquisitely refined, marvelously manufactured blend of Italian design and advanced engineering. And there's maybe no better example of the evolution of this model than right here at the transom with the transom door that actually doesn't look a lot different to the early Navettas, but in engineering is totally different. It's been designed so that actually the whole transom door can be hinged at the top and open up this way, at which point this swim platform here descends into the water, and that allows you to get your water toys out of the transom garage. On this particular yacht, we have two jet skis. If you want to, you can put a Williams jet tender in there. You can then close it all up, and it then hinges from the bottom and has a totally different opening mechanism, which gives you a massive swim platform from which some ladders can extend. It's a great place to be able to use for sunbathing or just to have a dip for easy access into the sea. Moving up, and there's really not a lot to say about the aft deck, except for the fact that as you look around the yacht, you'll see that proportions of the various areas seem to be absolutely perfect. This is a great area for having a coffee or a cocktail, a chat with friends. You'll see as well that the mooring gear there behind me, the cleats and the winch, are exposed. In some of the other Ferretti models, they actually used to have a big lid over the top of them, which was actually quite heavy, and I understand why they did it, because aesthetically it looked very nice, but from a crew perspective that's just such a good practical position to be able to tie the yacht up from, with line lockers either side as well, so it still keeps the whole area looking tidy. Now in this walkthrough we're going to look first of all at the guest areas on board, the deck space, then the crew areas, and we're going to finish up with the thing that I think most people enjoy seeing on these videos, which is the engine room. And if you're watching this video from the United States, which about 30 to 35% of viewers are, there's some interesting information about the engine room for you. Let's take a look inside. This yacht has real wow factor in the interiors. I'm not going to say too much about it because in a moment we'll have some lovely music and you'll be able to appreciate the images of the interior and see it for yourself. But there's a couple of things here I did want to mention. Again, another great improvement on the design of this yacht is they've now added this huge window here which opens up, and as you can see the bulwark actually folds down to make a nice little terrace area there that you can sit and have a drink on. It's little things like that just add to your enjoyment of your vacation on board. But the other thing which really struck me was that when I walked on board, I thought that this flooring is like a beautiful, nearly white parquet. I was completely wrong. As a matter of fact, when the yacht was built, it did have parquet and it was a dark wood. But the owner looked at it and he felt that it was a little bit too dark for the aesthetic of the design. So what you see here is actually a beautifully executed wrap. It's actually a wrap over the parquet. Now, the crew said to me they were a little bit skeptical when that suggestion was made because they didn't think it would be very hard wearing. But now, 2 years on, with the yacht having been used quite a lot, it still looks like brand new. It's easy to keep clean. And you know what? If you're watching this video and by the end of the video you're itching to get your checkbook out and buy it, but you just wish that it had the dark parquet, you can just lift the wrap off and the dark parquet is back all through the yacht. This is a nice design feature too that I really like. You might think it's just Italian design, but actually it serves a purpose because often you'd have a solid bulkhead here and then another solid bulkhead here and it makes the whole place a little bit claustrophobic. But by having that aperture there, followed with a glass bulkhead here, with windows above, it lets lots of natural sunlight into the area, which can never be underestimated. Moving forward, just here we have a sliding door, just in case the owner wants a little bit of extra privacy. A day head here, and then the owner's suite through here. Now again, a really nice design feature about the owner's suite is that it's full beam. How have they accomplished that? Well, you have side decks for the main salon area, but then they stop abruptly on the starboard side to allow you to have this side full beam, and you have steps going up to the next deck on the port side. As we look around the yacht later, you'll see the benefit of that, but the immediate benefit here is the space of this stateroom, and what a simply sumptuous owner's bathroom. Below deck, this yacht shows that it is unapologetically simple and traditional. Why mess with a winning formula? 4 staterooms, beautifully laid out, each one with their own ensuite head. As the name Navetta 33 suggests, the yacht is 33 metres long, and in my opinion, that's about the limit of what you can have, where you still have a usable, practical sky lounge, and that's exactly what this is. It's usable, it's practical, it's spacious, it's light. It just makes you want to use the yacht and come away to Greece on vacation. So what about the deck space? Well, this yacht, in my opinion, is all about great proportions. It's so well designed. This bridge deck aft is absolutely gorgeous. It's plenty big enough to be able to have a nice dinner, well served. There's still seating areas. Something I noticed as well is that generally speaking on this yacht, all of the accesses are to the port side. So you have your steps up here, steps up again there, and the steps that go along the side deck up are also on the port side, leaving this side free. And I'll show you why. 9 out of 10 yachts that have those steps from the side deck up to the bow have them on both sides, which is great, except for it makes it quite awkward to go from the bridge deck aft to the bow. The reason why Custom and I have left this side free is it makes access so much easier, and with good reason, because I think I would want to spend a lot of time on the bow if I owned this yacht. You've got a beautiful seating area at the extreme point of the bow. You've got this lovely sunbathing pad here, which has storage underneath as well. Or you can just sit back here, put your feet up, and kick back with a cup of tea and a smoked salmon and cucumber sandwich. So that leaves us with the sun deck. And everybody who's in the know, who talks about the Navetta 33, talks about the sun deck. It is so big. How they've managed to do this without ruining the design aesthetic of the profile of the yacht, I don't know. For me, it's still a very beautiful yacht. But look at the space here for hanging out, sunbathing. The owner's even got his own personal gymnasium equipment here too. There's a grill, there's fridge space, and of course, the obligatory large hot tub at the bow. So this is what guests and the owners can enjoy on this amazing yacht. I do know though that a lot of viewers are always concerned about the crew and what crew conditions are like. So let's take a moment to look at the crew, starting in the bridge. Well, the bridge is clean, practical, functional, easy for the captain to be able to reach all of the instruments. But there's really two things that I want to point out to you in this area of the yacht. The first is that you may have perhaps noticed as we were filming on the sun deck that it was very difficult for us to record the audio. And that's because the wind has become so strong. The captain did in fact warn us about this. He said, if you're going to fly with a drone, make sure you do it before midday, because in the Greek islands, the wind can really pick up in the afternoon. It certainly has picked up. I don't know if you can see the anchor ball there spinning as the wind's hitting it. And with that high wind comes more choppy seas as well, of course. This yacht is rock solid, even in a choppy sea. And that's because it doesn't have a set of gyros, zero-speed stabilizers. It has two. It has fin stabilizers that work underway and also at anchors, and also gyro stabilizers that work to some degree underway and are designed for giving stability at anchor. And on a day like this, which really is quite windy, that's such a great thing to be able to have. The second thing of this area that I want to tell you about is that even though the dimensions of the yacht are relatively contained compared to some of these super yachts out there, still the designer has made space for a captain's cabin aft of the bridge, which is where it really should be. That's a great feature for any yacht of 33 metre size. Now from here, let's take a look at the galley. And the galley too, beautifully designed, beautifully proportioned, with a little butler's pantry just back there, and a lovely area for the chef to be able to work in with good equipment, good fridge freezer, good storage space, plenty of light coming in. I just don't think they could have done a better job of the proportions of this yacht. And of course the galley too has direct access to the crew quarters. Now in the crew quarters you have a good sized crew mess. As a matter of fact, my team and I all ate in the crew mess along with a captain earlier, and we can confirm that not only can the galley produce some fantastic food, but it's also a very comfortable area to eat in. There's space for washers, for dryers. You've got 3 crew cabins, and each one has a bathroom. On this particular yacht, they're running with a crew of 6. Now that brings us to the part that most people really want to see in this video, and that's the engine room. So let's take a look at the engines. The Ferretti engineering department is the jewel in the crown of Ferretti Group, and with good reason. They invest a lot into great engineering on all of their yachts, and this is no exception. The unusual thing with Renewal 3 is that she actually has Caterpillar engines. A lot of the other Navetta 33s have other engines, but in my opinion, the Caterpillars are an advantage to the yacht. They are highly appreciated, and if you're thinking of taking this yacht and taking it to the United States, these already comply with the very tough emission regulations for taking a yacht to America. Not only that, the yacht also has the shore power converter to be able to use the yacht in the States. It has this very large Alpha Laval system, which is used to cleanse the fuel. So if you're in the Caribbean or somewhere that you're not quite sure if the fuel will be clean or not, that's a great advantage as well. And something I really want to mention about this yacht, if you have any doubts about Caterpillars, it is so quiet. When we left the marina this morning and went out to sea, even the captain just looked at me and he said to me, I can't believe how quiet and how vibration free this yacht is. I first saw this model of yacht at the Cannes Yachting Festival a few years ago now. I took a look at it and I was so impressed. It was all I could talk about for a while. So this morning, when we set foot on board this yacht, I was so relieved, to be honest, that I still felt that sense of wow factor when you set foot on board. It's such a lovely boat to be on. The challenge in presenting the yacht to you is that there's not one single feature that really stands out over the rest. The layout is very traditional. The engineering is excellent, but not extraordinarily excellent for all the things that Ferretti Group do in their lineup of yachts. There's no particular bells and whistles, so why do I get so excited by this particular model? I think that it's the proportions, the style, those so many little details that have been refined so much over such a long period of time, all come together to create something that is about as close to perfection as you can possibly find on a yacht of this size. And if you are in the market for a yacht of this size, let me tell you, you owe it to yourself to come and take a look at Renewal 3 and to judge for yourself. You can do that by contacting my friend and colleague Ed Dickinson, whose contact details are on screen now.